retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
We are the home of progressive Black Talk Media. This is WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online on wordradio.com and the Word Radio app. The views and opinions expressed by the guests, listeners, and hosts of any program on Word Radio do not necessarily reflect those of the ownership, management, or advertisers of this station.
I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
All right, people, write something on the board. Let's spell it. First letter.
L O G.
What's that? What?
It's time. It's time to have real, honest, open, difficult, and inspiring conversations. It's time for Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. Happy hump day to you. Happy Wednesday, July 31st. Oh, I hope your week is coming along nicely. I truly do. I hope all is coming along well with and for you. Are you enjoying the Olympics thus far? Are you? I've been seeing some of the comments, on social media that people are making about the Olympics, and I love the excitement. I love the excitement about it all. So, family, it is time for our Black History 365 moment. That's right. Today's Black History 365 moment is about Jesse Owens. James Cleveland Owens, also known as Jesse Owens, was an American track and field athlete who won 4 gold medals at the 1936 Olympic Games. Owens specialized in the sprints and the long jump and was recognized in his lifetime as perhaps the greatest and most famous athlete in track and field history. Despite Jesse Owens being an Olympic gold medal athlete, he had a hard time finding work. It is said that one way he earned money was by racing a horse at events. He said it was degrading, but he couldn't eat gold medals. Family, that is today's Black History 365 moment. Yes, it is. If you are hanging out with us, let us know. You can shoot us a message, a post on our socials, and I'll do my best to read it aloud. Or you can even give us a call. You can do that by dialing 215-634-8065. You can even call us toll free by dialing 1-866-361-0900. That's right. I want to wish a happy birthday to all of our love lights who are celebrating. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And I'm sending extra love and hugs to each and every one of you. If your light is shining just the least bit dimly. Yes, I am. I just want you to know that your tribe, your entire tribe and village right here at Love and Life are sending you all the love and hugs that we can muster. But also, we're not going anywhere. We are here. We've got you, okay? We've got your back. Yes, we do. You're not alone. All right, family, I have some things that I want to share with you. The first of which is about Summer of Freedom. Hear about Philadelphia in a different light. Word Radio's Summer of Freedom cultural series by Wake Up with Word host Solomon Jones tells the story of African American reverberations on history, culture, art, and more by way of Philadelphia's historic sites. This week, Solomon shares the story of Mother Bethel AME Church, the oldest African Methodist Episcopal congregation in the nation. Summer of Freedom is brought to you by Comcast, Keystone First, Pico, Museum of the American Revolution, and Bank of America. I am really looking forward to that series. I'm so looking forward to it. We're going to start sharing that tomorrow. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. The other thing that I want to share with you is about our very own love bug. Another one of our love bugs, I should say, because Solomon is one too. Tiffany Bacon. Our very own Tiffany Bacon is hosting a new show. Yes, she is. Tune in to Breaking Bread every Sunday, where Tiffany will broadcast from a different restaurant, eatery, or chef's kitchen, where delicious delights and curious conversation are on the menu. Special guests will join Tiffany for brunch, where the conversations will focus on culture, business, health and well being, literature, and the arts. That's right. Break bread with us every Sunday from 11 a.m. until 12 noon, right here on Word, Progressive Black Talk Media. I see that some of our love lights are checking in. That's right. Nasir, hi there. He is sending peace and blessings to everyone. And we receive them and we send them right back to you. Good evening to you as well. Malcolm White is checking in and he shares that he is watching and listening from West Mount Avery. That's the message I look for every day. But we are always happy to have you join us as well, Malcolm. And Eric, Just Rick shares, hey, love and light family. How is everyone on this wonderful, warm Wednesday? He shares that he's watching Love and Life on Facebook and YouTube. Oh, okay. All right. In Northeast Philadelphia. I love it. I love it. Norm McGowan is joining us. Hey, Norm. He shares. Good evening, everyone. I hope you all had a great day. So long, July, and hello, August. I know that's right. Hope it's filled with lots of blessings for you all. Oh, you know what? We received that, Norm. Send that right back to you as well. Right back to you as well. So, uh, how are you all making out with this weather? I have to like I know we're supposed to be in the 90s again today, and I was moving around, moving about so much that I just feel like I'm hot all the time because I'm moving. I'm just moving about, moving about. But are you all making out all right? I hope you are. I hope you are making out well. And to my question about the Olympics, are you watching? Are you enjoying the Olympics? I did see today Coco Golf. I saw that she lost a singles match to, what was it, Donna Vekic, and I was saddened by that. But I'm so proud for her, just proud for her overall. Proud for all of them because, quite honestly, I can't do any of what they do. Nick, do you happen to tune in to the Olympics at all? Nick, did you leave me? Don't leave me, Nick.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I'm on the wrong channel. I've seen a little bit of the Olympics, not a lot. I was watching some of the gymnastics. I saw the shooting and the fencing. I thought those are both really interesting.
Oh, fencing?
Yeah, the fencing is cool. If you haven't seen the fencing, you have to watch the fencing. It's very. It seems like it's just two guys walking back and forth with a stick in their hand, and that's what it is. But it's very, very, very technical. It's a lot of fun.
So, now, is that new for this year, fencing?
I don't think so.
I'm asking because I don't know who it was that I heard talking about the games, but they were sharing that, what was it? Was it skateboarding?
Skateboarding, yeah.
Yes, was added. This is like the second year, I think, or maybe it was. See, that's
Yeah,
what happens when you ear hustle. But
this is very impressive. I didn't expect them to add sports like that. There's even talk of adding esports, which are like video game, competitive video games to it as well, which I think that's wild. I never would have guessed.
how about that? I can't. Well, you know what? I've not watched anybody skateboard long enough to determine whether I'd have an interest in watching a competition because I don't really know. Outside of seeing somebody just roll past me, I don't really know much of what everybody does on a skateboard. But what I do know is that I can't do it. Whether I'm rolling, I can't do it. I can't do any of it.
Let
I
me tell
am
you
not.
something, Carol. As a former skateboarder, I don't do it anymore. I'm still a fan of it.
Mhm.
It's it's very technical, just like what I said about the fencing. It's extremely technical, and I'm pretty sure they judge based off of how well your performance is. So they give you like time to basically you can freestyle whatever you want to do, but
Okay.
they judge you based on that. And I think it's very very fun to watch. I can't do any of it mostly because the older I get, the more I think about, well, if I jump off of this
You
and
said
I like, bust my toe or something, or I'm not wearing a helmet and I fall, I don't want to pay for that. But it is fun to watch. It's definitely fun to watch.
Nick, you did not say the older I get. You know what? You have the oldest soul. I just love it. But y'all hear
Carol, I'm
Nick?
old and I'm getting up there. I can feel it now.
You can Y'all, do you hear him? Do you hear him talking about he's old and he's getting up there? Nick, this I can't. You said, if I stub a toe, break a toe. Well, I'll tell you this, I am not athletically inclined in any way. Like it all skipped me. I was nowhere near those lines when they were giving out those talents. Nowhere near those lines. Like, listen, yeah, I'll leave it there. I want to share that Roxy is checking in. Roxy Robinson. Hey there, beautiful. She's sharing that she came to Philly, her hometown. Ah, you were in town. She's watching the show in Charlotte online. I love it. Oh, that's right, Roxy. You posted because you saw Nicole. I went to see Nicole too on Friday, so I missed you. Well, I'm sorry I missed you. You're welcome home, but I'm glad you had safe travels. Nasir is sharing that he enjoys the Olympics. He's staying in and out of the heat, going to burn up tomorrow at the gel, though. Yes, what's it, Brian Colbert's son, right? I know the guys are like, look, we're coming in town. I said, oh, I'll be on the air. But I know you're going to enjoy that show. I know you are. I so know you are. Ayatunde is joining us. I love it. Ayatunde shares, good evening, Carol. Sending a good evening love and hugs to you as well. So good to tune in with the word family. Fencing is not new to oh, it isn't? Wow. Ayatunde shares, I agree with Nick. It is very technical. Some may say it's boring, but it's actually interesting. You know, I'm glad you said that. To that point, I find some things that a lot of people would say boring very, very interesting. So I don't doubt that I would find um, fencing interesting. I don't doubt it at all. Harry is joining us. Harry Wims. Hey there, Harry. Happy to have you. I'm going to take a moment to go to our phone lines and check in. Ron. Hey there, Ron. Ron is calling. He's on line one. Welcome to the conversation, Ron, and thank you for calling.
Yes, Cal. I want to go revisit 1936. That was
Yes.
the same year. That was the same year that Joe Louis fought Maximilian, and he won his championship back in 1936. George Blackburn was his trainer that trained with the real Jack Johnson. So we do have history. It's a shame that a man have given so much to this country and certainly got such little back. And that's why I always say that we have our DNA in this country. I just like to step off from that now and say to one of your listeners that listen all the time, and that's the lady from South Philadelphia. I got a chance to meet with her, and I know her husband had passed away, I don't know how long ago, but she's so significant. I'm in at one of the community meetings. I want to say hello to her Miss Stokes. If you listen, she know your family. And I think she's living somewhere around 25th Street in South Philadelphia. Once again, I got a chance to meet one of the ladies I have not seen because I was talking to Trudy. The lady used to be on the television, Trudy Haynes. And she was telling me around I'm 70 years of age on Sunday. And we just had a nice chat. And I was telling her about the history of Raymond Kirk Alexander, which I think that that's the person in your family was down there in 1958 when I won the Boy of the Year award. And I would always like to thank him for playing a significant part of Mr. Jasper Brown. And you know, we have so many people have given so much, and that's very important. And I close with this, and this day on Sunday when I came out, I think somebody, I was coming in, and the lady have a home in Elkins Park, and she came over there to where we was at, and I hadn't seen her in years and years, because when you allowed me to speak at Canaan there with all the representatives, with Cody Anderson and all this there, it really uplifted my spirit. I want to thank you for the other night. You mentioned your mother's name. You mentioned your beloved name.
Yes.
It's what you do for your family. And people like you that does what you do for your family, ma'am. And to make sure that mother had the best care that she could get. That's your purpose in life. And as far as what I saw today on television with them black journalists, I certainly wish they had said enough is enough. You journalists have been blessed. And to let someone treat you like that, you should have told him enough for you with your nonsense, sir. You happen to be the president. Look at Sister Soldier. Do you remember what Sister Soldier did with the president? She brought to his attention that eerie behavior. What good is having education? What good is having this? And it's a good thing. And you would not stand up for yourself and say, well, enough of this nonsense, man. You're out of order. Come being out of order. When you speak up, how can you love your boyfriend or love anybody and treat them any kind of way if you're that type of person? And then let somebody talk to you any kind of way. My God, education will not get you into heaven. It's your position that you take in life. Stand up. You went to school to speak language. Do not compromise someone mistreating you. It's each individual choice that you make in your life. And I close with this once again, child. I don't have no institution. I'm not using it said. Ain't nobody treating me any kind of way. And I came to the light of 12 years of age. No woman and nobody talks to me any kind of way. I don't compensate with them. Leave them alone. Sacrifice something. Don't, like the man said, don't you have no shame in yourself, you educated women and men? Stand up.
Yes.
None of this material stuff in life. Shakespeare said, what's that's the conscience of a person. I'll call and thank you very much. And thank you for mentioning I hope my auntie, I hope she's doing well. And because of you, you healthcare provider. Thank you. God, forgive it now. And give it Dr. Z, these people to take care of these loved ones. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you always, always, always. I mean that with every fiber of my being. I truly do appreciate you pouring into us positively. So thank you. Thank you. Family, I've been rambling on talking with you, just talking. You know, I like to talk with you all and check in from time to time. And I feel like I haven't been doing that enough lately, just checking in, just talking with you. I was asking you all about the Olympics, if you've been watching, if you've been, staying on top of things. And then I shared that I didn't realize that skateboarding was a sport in the Olympics. So I'm welcoming your comments about it. Harry shares that he's on the subway on his way home. Oh, I love it, Harry. Thank you for joining us while you commute. Cheryl Mobley Stimson. Hey there, love bug. She shares, I absolutely love the Olympics, summer and winter. And I'm so happy for Simone and the whole redemption team. I never would have believed badminton would be one of the new sports. Oh, wow. See, in high school, I was on the citywide championship badminton team. I still have my jacket. can no longer fit it though. No. But I'm living vicariously through the athletes and the moms. So proud of them all. Well, family, the man, the myth, the legend is in the background waiting to join us. So what we're going to do though, as we go into this commercial break, I'm going to remind you first that the phone lines are open so that you can join the conversation with Chris Murray and I when we come back. And I'm going to encourage you to continue to comment on our socials so we can all keep this conversation going. You know what it is. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick. And when we come back from the commercial break, Chris Murray as well. And we're going to get into some things. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I see Sing Blue is checking in, sharing Brother Ron sounds so much like the great Black historical Dr. Henrik Clark. Wow. Wow. Family, stay with us. We are coming right back.
Good morning. It's Solomon Jones, host of the hottest morning show on radio. Wake up with Word. Listen weekdays from 7 to 10 a.m. for laughter, for fun, for politics, for family, for more than you can imagine. Check it out every day, Monday through Friday. Wake up with Word on 96.1 FM, 900 AM, WURD.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
The job search can be a difficult and frustrating process. Word's Livelihood Initiative was designed to help you find the right opportunity for your next professional move. Check out these recent openings posted on the Livelihood job board at wordworks.com. The Public Health Management Corporation is hiring for exciting roles, including a medical director and registered nurses. For more information on these jobs and others, go to wordworks.com and learn more about the Livelihood Initiative. Brought to you by Word Radio, progressive Black Talk Media.
Yep, to the yep. You already know what time it is, man. It's your girl POC. Turn your radios up.
Tune into our groundbreaking environmental justice program, Eco Word Magazine, hosted by POC, Fridays at 10 a.m. on WURD, 900 AM and 96.1 FM, progressive Black Talk Media. Streaming online at wordradio.com, on social, and on the Word Radio app.
Long nose, what's the word, boy? What's the word? What's the word?
WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Chris Murray, the one and only Chris Murray, right here on WURD. Hey there, Chris.
How are you, Carol? Greetings from the windy city of Chicago. I am at the National Association of Black Journalists convention, and I was actually trying to get back to my room, but you know how when you go to these things and you see all your friends that you don't see during the year. So I got sidetracked, and then I was trying to find a place to charge my phone, and I found the perfect spot where the noise is kind of moving away from, because they're about to kick off the opening session, like, you know, the Welcome to Chicago and all that kind of thing. But it has been a long day. I was out here trying to hawk my books as a There's a local bookstore in here that is selling my book and all that,
Oh,
which is a great thing, for me. But I'm just having fun so far because it's always good to see your good friends. But I told him I couldn't do it last night because we were flying in, and it took a long time to put a plane to find a spot to let us off. It was crazy, and so
was it one of those situations where it was circling and had to get?
yeah, it was trying to find a terminal. I thought we were going to end up on the south side or something.
Well, good for you that
you know,
it didn't go to another airport, because that has happened before too, where when
no,
it couldn't
it
land
was
at the destination it was supposed to land.
yeah.
Which it was supposed to land.
Yeah, I've been that. I remember one time a long time ago, I was circling over Philadelphia. I was like, well, if they're gonna circle, at least let me get a cheesesteak or something. I gotta get myself a cheesesteak. But
This is crazy. Wait,
you're
so
gonna circle over Philly.
how are things coming along? It sounds like you're having a great time.
Yeah, I am. I mean, tomorrow I'm going to be a part of the author showcase, and I'm going to get grilled about my book and get interviewed and all. I'm going to say get grilled, but
Good.
and so people are asking me about it. I've sold a few copies and all that. I've learned a lot about the book business and whatnot, but but the thing about it, people were telling me that they're glad that now I can add author to my a list of accomplishments in life,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I gotta learn to stop. Maybe I should be more boisterous and just try to be promote myself better. I probably should, but I'm still trying to. I look at my book. I'm like, dag, I wrote all that and all that. It's
It
just
was all you.
but
But kudos to you
it's fun.
though on the recognition. Kudos to you on the recognition. That's monumental.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt, it is. It is monumental, but now I feel like okay, we got one down. Let's do two or three more. Let's keep this going.
How about, we've only been asking about the book tour. We've been asking you about the book tour. We've
Yeah.
been on it.
Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. But so listening to your show, I know a lot of people have been texting me about Trump's appearance out here. I'm only a sports writer, but I'm Trump is going to put out his lies anyway. That's just what Trump does. And my wife, like I said, if I could find my wife, I'd bring her on with me and whatnot. But the thing about it, she, I wouldn't say it's much to do about nothing, but I think that we all know who Donald Trump is. I mean, that's enough said. We all know who the guy is, and that's who he is. So, but I'm but in the sports world, everybody's buzzing over the U.S. gymnastics team. The Phillies have lost 3 straight to the Yankees, and I don't know if they're having that. I mean, it's a 162 game season. I guess you're going to have lulls in the season, and I think at the end of the day, they've got to figure it out. And when they do figure it out, I think they'll be okay. And you're getting Nixon injuries, guys slumping, and all that. So, and then it's everything is kind of a lot of things going on. Joel Embiid, hasn't looked all that good in a lot of the. He's on the U.S. team, hasn't looked all that great to me, and it's the same old stuff with Embiid. I don't think he's in the best shape in the world, and you wonder why you have people like me who criticize him and who say that dude, you gotta get your mind right. You got all this talent, but you gotta get your mind right. You gotta get it together. Or as a Jackson 5 used to say, you got to get it together, leave it alone, and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, so from that standpoint, I'm watching the U.S. team. They were playing Serbia over the weekend, and it's like Embiid is just, I think at some point, Steve Kerr took him out of the game, And we were hoping that maybe Embiid gets in shape from playing in the Olympics. But the problem is it's the same old Joel Embiid. At some point he's gonna get hurt, and he's got to step his game up before it's all said and done. He's got to step it up before it's all said and done because he can't keep going the way he's going.
I feel like we keep saying the same thing about him. We keep having the same conversation about Joel. That's what I feel like. We say the same thing every time we mention his name.
Yeah, well, it's true. And at the end of the day, you have to. He's got to show fans, and this is where fans are cynical. You got to win. You got to want to win. I just heard Lamar Jackson talking about. He says MVP awards are nice, but at the end of the day, you have to win, and that's what fans are looking for from Joel Embiid. Fans are looking for him to step his game, to start being serious and being committed to winning. That's the thing. That's the thing that we're looking for, and we just it's the same old stuff with him. And we were talking about I was talking to one of my old colleagues, and we were talking about Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson played hurt most of the time he was in Philly, and Allen Iverson gave it his all and whatnot. Even when they got him on the whole practice thing, yeah, you can say he could practice, but when he got in the game, he came with it. He came to play, and Iverson was a great player. But and that's what people are looking for in Joel Embiid. Look, man, let's go out there, put that effort in and try to win. This team needs you to be healthy and ready to go at playoff time. Lose a few pounds, take that extra weight off of you.
Do you remember me saying to you, we were talking when I said I used to really, really I used to attend most of the games. I was really, really a huge basketball fan. Now I watch every now and again, but I was at the games, and I watched them all the time because there was I don't know, there was just a different camaraderie, there was a different energy, there was a different drive, there was a different work ethic, there was just a different mindset with athletes, back then than now. I don't know. They don't do anything for me now. They don't do much for me now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all.
I don't know if it's all about just the money aspect of it or whatever, but there's a point where you gotta love the game, where you have to learn.
Yes.
And you gotta love to win because you got all the money that you're going to probably need in a lifetime. You even won an MVP award. And, to me, individual achievement is one thing, but when you win, it's something about winning. Dr. J was probably the only athlete in the city of Philadelphia who, when his teams went to the finals and lost, nobody ever questioned Dr. Julius Erving's work ethic. No one ever questioned his work ethic in Philadelphia. And I never heard of stories of fans blaming Dr. J. People even when the Sixers were losing all those finals to the Lakers or the Portland Trailblazers or to the Celtics. No, and I could be wrong. And if somebody who was really in Philadelphia would let me know and say, hey, they booed Dr. J too. But I never heard about that. I never heard that anyone booed Dr. J or, why he was in Philadelphia. You can tell. Maybe you can tell me.
No. I don't know that happened. But what I will say too, the point you made about them and enjoying the game, you got to love the game. I think that's what it was. That's the component that is missing now. I don't feel that as much from the players now, the current players in the league, like I did back then. There was, like I said, there was just a different camaraderie. There was a different energy. I feel like that's what it was. They enjoyed whatever it was about the game for them. They enjoyed it, and they you could feel that it was infectious. But I don't feel that. I don't feel that so much now.
Yeah, and that's and I don't know. I look at teams like the Celtics. the Celtics are, hate. I know we all hate Boston. I mean, I've never been a fan of Boston, but I respect the players on that team. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, that whole team, that team came together and whatnot. And my good friend and colleague Donald Hunt is still mad that the Sixers didn't take Jason Tatum and whatnot. I mean, we talk about that a lot. And with the process, I mean, they got all these guys who could help. They got all these guys who were talented. Ben Simmons,
Oh yeah.
I mean, they had Markelle Fultz, and he was supposed to be the superstar, and he wasn't. And the thing that made, if I had to say that there was one thing that made a difference, was the fact that, if you come from a winning college program and whatnot, you're used to winning. And Ben Simmons' team, when he was a freshman, with 19-15, lost in the first round of their conference tournament. Wasn't even eligible for the national for the NIT, National Invitation Tournament. Markelle Fultz's team went like 8-22 and whatnot. And to me, I look at when I remember when Carmelo Anthony came out. I remember when he came out and he led Syracuse to the national championship. To me, winning tells me something about a guy. When I look at what Magic did when he was at my alma mater, Michigan State, winning tells me something about a guy. Winning tells me, to me, I don't know if it's because these kids are in these AAU programs and they just trying to run and jump, but I mean, to me, look at how the city celebrated when the Eagles won the Super Bowl a few years ago. We want to win. It doesn't matter who you got out there. Just win. You could be talented. I saw a legendary coach. I saw several legends in this area and everywhere I've gone. Great coaches can take even teams with a minimal amount of talent, and they can win. And that's the thing I think that their fans want to see in Philadelphia. You want to win. I mean, it's a bottom line. It's why you out here and everything. It's funny to see Joel troll people. He's a funny guy, but at the end of the day, they want to see this team with all the talent it's had get beyond the second round of the playoffs.
But I think so too, Chris. I'm in agreement with you about winning. We do like to win. We want to win. We definitely want to win. But I mean, even their energy, even that they're not and don't misunderstand me, because I'm not saying they're supposed to be friendly with everybody, but they had personality. They each had distinct and different personalities that we enjoyed seeing. We enjoyed watching their personalities in the game. We enjoyed that. I want to take a moment because I see, family, that you are commenting. We were talking about the Olympics earlier, and Malcolm shares that he's seen bits and pieces of Simone Biles. She is the GOAT at what she does. He loves her. So do I. So do I. And Norm was sharing, let's send some love out to our Phillies because they lost again today. They are going to get back on track with some encouraging words. Sync Blue shares that 5'3" package of terrestrial explosives, Simone Biles. I love that, Sync Blue. And then Sync follows up by sharing the Phillies got to fix that bullpen because losing is contagious.
Absolutely.
Cheryl shares, you're on the south side. That's Michelle Obama's part of town. And Just Rick shares, hey, Master Murray, you're hanging in Chi-Town, I see you rocking your signature hat. Are you ready to fly home? I don't think he's ready to come home yet. And he shares that you should be very proud, Chris. Your book is actually a great informative read, and that he's so glad he picked his up.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. No, I signed a couple of autographs today to friends of mine, people, well-wishers and all that. I just, like I said again, I don't know. I would like to do. I want to do something in Philly. It's just a lot of things have been on my cake. I'm trying to take care of my mom, who's been going through some. She's okay, but she has a lot of physical ailments that are just hampering her right now, and I'm trying to make sure she's okay. I'm also trying to finish up summer school. Don't ask me why I taught summer school this year. I think it's because I need the money. I mean, I love teaching, but I just think that right now it's just a lot of things that are coming around me, and so. But I'm ready to market the book here. I'm ready.
Well, we're ready for that.
I'm ready to. I want to get out somewhere and just have a time where it's just me selling, but invite my friends, invite all the people and all that, invite other people who aren't my friends, because I really want to kind of do a situation where we talk about the book and we talk about sports and social justice, and we talk about what's happening, and especially I'm wondering now how the sports world is reacting to the election and everything and all this other stuff. Because at the end of the day, what I'd like to do, I think, I like to talk about, athletes who are involved and who get the idea that, that they're more than just players playing for somebody and all that. These guys are human beings.
Absolutely.
I'll never forget one of the things that kind of ignited me to writing that book was a guy from Ohio State, Cardell Jones, and some fan telling him to keep his mind out of that and just worry about getting us another championship, as if to say that, that his sole function is just to, be an athlete and, and just to be the entertainment. It's kind of akin to Duke Ellington being the entertainment at the Cotton Club, and his people not being allowed to come into the Cotton Club and seeing him. And that,
Chris, I want to put a pause right there for one moment because we have to take a commercial break. Family, I see that there are some more comments that have come in. When we come back, I'm going to go back to those, and we're going to the phone lines. Stay with us because we are coming right back.
Bro, what you doing?
I'm floating and relaxing. Do you mind?
Oh, no. Gotta get these laps in. Come on, man.
Laps?
Yeah, man. I'll challenge you right now. 4 laps across the pool at top speed, and the winner gets the new Giant Buck scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery. You could be swimming in cash.
I'd rather be scratching and relaxing.
I mean, you can with the Giant Buck scratch-off. Let's go.
All right. Challenge accepted.
Pick up the Pennsylvania Giant Buck scratch-off game today. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Problem gambling? Helpline 1-800-GAMBLER.
Did you know you can have high cholesterol without any symptoms? High LDL or bad cholesterol can have a big impact on your cardiovascular health, increasing your risk of a heart attack or stroke. Reduce your risk by knowing your LDL cholesterol level and working with your doctor on a treatment plan. Lowering your LDL cholesterol today can help you enjoy a healthier tomorrow. Visit the American Heart Association at heart.org/LDL to learn why lower is better.
Family Therapy Vignette Moments with Dr. Lucille Ijoy. The July Vignette. This is a serious time in this nation, and you and I can make a difference. We can vote. Yes, we can vote. Tuesday, November the 5th. Let's know for sure we can do our part. We can make a difference in the city, the state, the nation, and the world. Now, many people stayed up a long time because they didn't like the outcome of the June debate. This is Dr. Lucille Ijoy, and I'm ready for this fight. So come along with me. Don't talk about it, be about it. Stick with it. Tuesday, November the 5th. Tuesday, November the 5th. Be alert. There is more to come.
Tune into Solutions with Amadi Braxton, Fridays from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM. Progressive Black Talk Media. Streaming online at wordradio.com, on social, and on the Word Radio app. We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of Progressive Black Talk Media, WURD.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
And we are back. Welcome back, family. Welcome back to Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Chris Murray right here on WURD. Family, I see the comments. I see them. Cheryl Mobley Simpson. Hey there, Love Bug. She shares the Phillies need to bring on some African American players. They won't have increased good luck until that happens. It's karma. I'm just saying. Nasir shares they rested Joel today. They didn't play him at all. And Malcolm shares, I remember Dr. J saying to the fans, we owe you one. Stink Blue shares so much expectation of Embiid, but he is who he is. Physicality of Embiid is always questionable, and playing time needs to be managed, or get a power forward to protect Embiid. And then Sink Blue shares Moses Malone, fo. Yeah, yeah. Our Dolores Davis, our love light, is joining us. Shares, hello. What is this about? Oh, wait a minute. What is it about? I'm not understanding that comment. I thought I read that differently. So I'm going to go to the phone line. Maurice is joining us. Hey there, Maurice. Thank you so much for your patience and welcome to the conversation. Can you hear Maurice, Chris?
Hello?
Maurice?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Chris, you know, when it comes to winning culture, if you get in a high school, college, or professional rank level, you get on that top level, it becomes 85% thinking, mental, and 15% skill when you get on that top level. Winning starts with you putting the work in as a player, and then it starts with an organization up top. And them two go together. You got to be culture. Also, when you talk about winning, I want to talk about career. Amateurs, the Golden Glove won on every level, and no one ever talk about Carissa Shields. The two-time World Olympics winner, white title the other night, and no one still talk about it. And she won about 4 or 5 titles since she turned professional. And she bankrolled herself twice in Detroit and sold out 10,000-seat arenas, putting her own money up. So I want to give a shout out to Carissa Shields because nobody believes her. What you say about that, Chris?
Hello? I could barely hear that because I see people now starting to stream out into the hallway here. Can you kind of tell me can you kind of repeat what he was saying?
I said winning championships and winning period is a learned and built culture. When you get on a high school, middle school, or professional level, it becomes mental is 85% mental, 15% skill.
You're saying it's about the fundamentals. Hold on a second.
What's wrong with the skills, Chris? You not listen. If you don't have the fundamentals, you're not going to be there, period, at all. You're not going to be there on that level. That's why I said on that level. See, once you get to that level, it's going to separate who you are. You won't be on that floor.
Right. So
when everybody's on that floor, on that level, then it becomes mental.
It does become mental, no doubt about that. I get that. And it should and it really, to me, what separates team and what separates champions from also rans is a mental level. Do I think Joel Embiid has got to that level yet? No, he has not. And he's got to be, but it also takes work ethic, fundamentals, and all those things. Those are the things that I believe that when you win and whatnot, because see, like anybody can talk. It's easy to talk. I mean, Johnny Unitas used to say, talk is cheap. Go out and win the game. And I do think that, I like to see people get to that, the Sixers can become a mentally tough team. If I'm interpreting what you're saying, and I apologize for the noise because I thought I had this place to myself, and then everybody spilled out into the hallway and all that. So from that, from that perspective, I just think that I don't know if Joel Embiid has it. That's the question. Does he have that quote unquote dog? If I'm understanding you correctly.
You know you don't have it, Chris. You can find whether a player got it within 1 or 2 years. The
Right.
closest time the Sixers could have went to the title game is had they kept Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was the game closer and the go-to man at the end of the game. Had they kept Jimmy Butler, then you come out maybe the Sixers get to the second round. With Jimmy Butler being the game closer. Joe Embiid is not a game closer. Joe Embiid is really just learning the game at the University of Kansas. He just learned the game. So you look to him because he's talking about this is the process. But if you're a scout and coach, then you know what you're working with. You know. And if you don't know, why are they paying all them guys, all them teams? Only one team get it right every year.
Right.
So if you're an owner, you better start looking around your organization. How are they getting it right and we're not doing something right?
Well, and I would agree, and I agree with you on that. I mean, you do, and one of the things that scouts look for when it comes down to finding great athletes, they want to know if you're mentally tough. They want to know. This is why I was telling Carol Riddick earlier. One of the things that I was trying to tell Carol earlier was the fact that Carmelo Anthony, when he was at Syracuse, he's a winner. He came out his freshman year, and you're right. I look at between Carmelo Anthony or even a guy like Jason Tatum. These guys are winners, man. You can't win. You gotta have that toughness and whatnot. One thing I loved about Dawn Staley when she played, even though when she was in college she didn't win a national championship, but Dawn had that North Philly dog, and she had that relentless dog like Allen Iverson had that relentless dog in him that said we're gonna be here all day, baby. We're gonna be out here all day fighting and scrapping and getting down with it and that's the thing I look for in the player. A guy like I said, I still see images of Kellen Winslow against the Miami Dolphins in overtime, giving his all. I mean, giving everything. Every time he would make a big play and then he'd pass out. I mean, that was the kind of guy that Kellen Winslow, and you need players like that because that's how you're going to win. That's how you're going to win championships. You're going to need guys that are like, okay, we're going to be here all day, and one of us ain't getting out of the room. And if I ain't getting out of the room, you're going to be the guy barely getting out of the room. And that's going to be that's the thing that I look for when it comes down to winning a champ. And you need guys like that. You just do. You need players who are going to come in with that kind of mentality. That's how you win. I hope I'm not talking too much, but I'm just saying, this is how you win. This is how you win in this situation.
And I agree, Chris, and that's why when you look at, I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but when you look at Pat Mahomes, he always gives his team a chance. Even when they're down, you believe that he's going to do something for them to win. And they believe that. So no matter how many mistakes those players make, he go back to that player. He said, as long as you keep working hard during practice, you're going to get better.
Right.
And although they dropped 99 passes during the season, they didn't drop no pass in the playoff. That made a difference on winning the Super Bowl. Winning is a learn and build culture, Chris.
Huh?
Winning is a learn and build culture. If anybody take anything from Kobe Bryant, that's one of the things you can take from Kobe Bryant.
Right. That's one of the things that's right. Kobe, I heard a story that Kobe saw one of the guys, I think he saw what's his name, Jay Williams working out for a couple of hours in the gym by himself. Kobe got in there and worked another 2 or 3 more hours because and I will say this in my own world of being a journalist and being a writer, I'm never sad. I mean, part of it, I just published a book, got a book published, and I'm like okay, what can I do to make the next one better? I mean, it's hard for me. I mean, don't get it twisted. I do appreciate the accolades that people have given me over the years. And the only problem is that, and that might be just a byproduct of me being hard on myself. But I'm always, trying to work a little harder because, I work in the so-called black press. And of course, we're not supposed to be qualified, right? Black media outlets aren't supposed to be, and so that's it. Sometimes you gotta find that thing, you gotta find that chip on your shoulder and whatnot. And Maurice made a good point about the fact that Embiid, I don't know, I often wonder that if Embiid grew up in North Philly, that if Embiid grew up in the south, on the south side of Chicago, or if he grew up in East or West Baltimore, or Southeast DC, or West Philly, or something like that, I wonder how much dog he would have. In that world, you have to develop that kind of. Christian Layton or Bobby Hurley used to come into the hood to try
Chris
to get
and
that.
Maurice, I have to interject because we have got to go to commercial. But Maurice, I so enjoy your conversations all the time. Thank you so much for calling. Chris, I know we only had you for this hour. So I thank you. I thank you so much for coming to share some time with us and interrupting your trip. But we we love you and we appreciate you. Give the
Carol,
missus
I
our
love
love.
you and appreciate you too, because you're just a great host. I mean, you can sing, you can host. I mean, you're incredible.
I so appreciate that. Thank you, Chris. Give the missus my love as well. And y'all be safe and get back to us, okay?
Thank you.
Family, stay with us. We are taking a short commercial break, but we will be right back.
It's the WURD Hot 60. Hot 60. Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed on Love and Life.
I'd hope that we're not just looking at the color of both of these individuals' skin, that we're actually taking into consideration the agendas of these individual parties, because that is the conversation. That is what is at stake. But remember, we still live in 2024. We live in a world where these conversations are put in our face every day, all day, that there is a Black woman that will put Asian woman that will potentially be president. I don't want us to get to the point where we're saying, well, I'm not having that conversation, because we need to have that conversation. We can't just sweep it under the rug because we don't want to talk about Black. But it is what it is. And to that point, let's talk about Black because we're proud. Let's talk about Black because we are unifying and we are coming together. And we want to demonstrate that, hey, yes, we do plan. We do come together. We do make effort. Let's not just, push it aside, because it is, again, what it is. And we are here and we do exist and we have many accomplishments.
And that's your hottest 60 seconds from Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Tune in to Word Radio this Saturday at 10 a.m. for Saturdays with City Council. Join conversations that matter to your community with your local City Council members.
If you're worried about losing your health insurance through Medicaid, we have great news for you. New government regulations have expanded the Affordable Care Act. And now you may qualify to get health insurance for you and your family through the Affordable Care Act. Call now to learn if you qualify. We know the healthcare regulations regarding Medicaid, and we've helped thousands of people find quality, affordable health insurance. Plus, all our research is free to you. So call us. With just one call, we'll shop from hundreds of different insurance companies to find you the right affordable health insurance plan. So if you're worried about losing your Medicaid insurance, call right now. Speak with a licensed agent and find how you may qualify for a new health insurance plan.
800-275-7851. 800-275-7851. 800-275-7851. That's 800-275-7851. Paid for by the Health Insurance Hotline.
Teachers are diverse, skilled leaders, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Teaching shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers of color.
Freedom Sounds of Jazz is still the best jazz on Friday nights with your hosts in the mix, Aquila and Jonathan Bay, every Friday night, 10 p.m. until 12 a.m. Only on 900 a.m. WURD, where we promote Black Talk Radio.
Celebrating Black excellence worldwide and bringing joy and power to the people. This is WURD, 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online on wordradio.com and the Word Radio app.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. that success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. Welcome to the top of the second hour of Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. You know, I love my word family. Y'all hear me every night sending love to the entire word family. And tonight is no different. It won't be any different when I close the show, but I'm just so happy to be able to have some of our word family here. And you know, Chris visits with us every week, but Miss Kayla J is our guest in this hour tonight. And when I tell you I'm excited about that, I cannot wait to have this conversation with her. But before we do so, I want to remind you of just two little things. The first of which is about the Summer of Freedom. Hear about Philadelphia in a different light. Word Radio's Summer of Freedom cultural series by Wake Up with Word host Solomon Jones tells the story of African American reverberations on history, culture, art, and more by way of Philadelphia's historic sites. This week, Solomon shares the story of Mother Bethel AME Church, the oldest African Methodist Episcopal congregation in the nation. I was excited. Summer of Freedom is brought to you by Comcast, Keystone First, PICO, Museum of the American Revolution, and Bank of America. I've been telling them I'm excited about that. We are going to begin sharing that tomorrow, but I want you to be on the lookout. So when we talk about it tomorrow, you'll say, oh, I know, Carol told me already. She told me. The other thing that I want to remind you about is about our other love bug, Tiffany Bacon, her new show. Yes, our very own Tiffany Bacon is hosting a new show. Tune in to Breaking Bread every Sunday, where Tiffany will broadcast from a different restaurant, eatery, or chef's kitchen, where delicious delights and curious conversation are on the menu. Special guests will join Tiffany for brunch, where the conversations will focus on culture, business, health and well-being, media, literature, and the arts. Family Break Bread with us every Sunday from 11 a.m. until 12 noon, right here on Word, Progressive Black Talk Media. I want to go back to our love light, Miss Dolores Davis. I saw your comment earlier, the first comment that you shared with us. I didn't understand, but now I get it. She shares that she heard something being said about one of the Olympic champions' hair. Someone made a comment about a strand of hair or something like that. And she was asking, what does that have to do with winning? Well, you know what? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I'm so glad that, you know, there wasn't a lot of weight given to that conversation, because it has absolutely nothing to do with anyone's abilities, capabilities, blessings, or thereof. So I was sharing with you, we got Miss Kayla J in this hour. Well, for those of you who may be unaware, I don't know how you could be, but I'm going to share with you. Miss Kayla J, Word's very own Kayla J. Well, she's the host of Word's Sunday morning program, Sunday Morning Praise. And she's dedicated more than a decade of her career to curating the soundtrack of life for broadcast listeners and viewers. In case you didn't know, she was recognized by Fun Times magazine in 2017 as one of 30 under 30 people to watch. And she was the recipient of the Lenfest Next Generation Fund in 2020. I'm going to ask her about all of that. But family, without further ado, I invite you to the conversation with our love bug, our love light, the one and only, Miss Kayla J. Hey there, lady. How are you?
I am good. How are you doing? I effectively call her auntie. So, how you doing, auntie?
She sure does. I will not complain. Ain't no need, right? There is no need.
Ain't no need. Ain't no need to complain. What's the point?
You hear me? Look, I am on I'm usually on 999. I'm on 1,000 right now because you came to visit with us. I don't get to see you often. I don't get to talk to you often. So it's a pleasure to have you here in this space, like in this capacity.
It's an honor. It's an honor when your producer reached out to me, rolled over to my desk, and I was like, you know what? Sure.
Yes. Yes. Why not? Why not?
Why not?
That's right. So, family, when I first started, Kayla J was helping me. Kayla J was in the background. She was making sure things took place, making sure you heard me, you got to hear me and see me and what have you. So she was very instrumental. And I don't doubt that you played that role in, in many others careers as well, because I know you work with a lot of our on-air personalities. I want to say you're very instrumental. Miss Kayla J here is one of the puzzles, the pieces to the puzzle.
Yeah, I've at Word I've worked with over 20 hosts.
20.
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was that much. See that? See what I'm saying? What I do love though, Kayla, is that you're always ready and willing. You're always ready and willing to jump in to help out. Like, okay, so what needs to be done? Because I'm that type of person. Let's just solve the problem. Tell me what it is, and let's just get to it. What is it? Let's just do it.
That's right.
I thank you for that. So you've come to talk with us about a few things tonight. And I know the hour goes by so quickly, so I'm going to bring myself down, to maybe about 7 so we can get some questions in here.
Okay.
So I shared with the family that you were recognized by Fun Times Magazine in 2017 as one of 30 under 30 people to watch, which I want to talk about that first. What that had to have felt like. What was that? What did that feel like? That recognition.
It was such an honor. Being that I did not go to school in Philadelphia, like a lot of people don't realize that when you work outside of the place you went to school, you have to start all over and build your name. So I went to school in the DMV, George Mason, and I had built a good name for myself. Became Kayla J, had a radio show, was shaking and grooving down in DC, and then when I graduated, I didn't end up getting a job there, so I had to come back home. And when I came back home, found WURD and was shaking and grooving, trying to do my thing, find my footing here in Philadelphia, and to have only worked at URD for about a year at that point, for them to see the strides that I was making here at WRD felt really good. It felt really good for my home team to recognize me and say, hey, you're doing something, you're moving, you're going places. And I count it a really big honor. I really do, because I think that opened the door for some other things. Last year I got 2 more 30 under 30 awards from different organizations. And it made me feel good to know that Philly did it first.
So we're watching. We're watching you. We are watching you. We're paying attention. So now I remember when you received the Lenfest Next Generation, the award from the Lenfest Next Generation Fund. I remember you posted, and I was all excited posting about it. I said, "Oh, Miss Kayla J." Tell us about that as well, because I know that was in a totally different realm, if you will.
Yeah, Linfest was wonderful. My Next Generation Fund afforded me the opportunity to go networking in different places. And then in the second part of another award that they gave me, they kind of combined. It allowed me to get a certificate in media leadership on someone else's dime, just so I can go and learn about my craft, hone my craft more, and be able to take some of these newsrooms by storm. For folks that know me, know I'm a natural born leader. So to take a class in leadership was different for me, because I learned how well I lead, where I need to grow in my leadership, and just to learn different skills was really fun. So to be able to get that grant and to be able to build onto my brand, buy equipment for me to do things for WRD, for myself, it was just amazing. It was fun. It was a good time. I met a lot of new people. I networked, of course. I thank Linfest for all that they've done in my career.
I don't doubt that. The family, we're sharing about all of the, well, not all, but just a few of the accolades that our very own Miss Kayla J has received. But what I did not share was that she also accepted the call to ministry in October of 2019 and became licensed as a missionary in the Church of God in Christ. With kudos to you. Kudos to you. That is so significant. That is, it's amazing. It's huge. But congratulations to you in on that walk. But I'm curious to know if you could talk with us about that area of your life as well, about Black church culture, because I know
Yeah.
it's changed over the years. Um, as you know what, one question I've been curious about. Would you say no, I've got about 10 questions. The first question I'm going to ask you, I do, like, they're all trying to come out at the same time. Family, you know how I am. I'm like, no, I want to ask this first. But I have about 20 questions, to be honest, if I'm really being honest with you. But do you find, because this was 2019 when you accepted the call to ministry, and here we are, 2024. Do you find that social media has an impact in the Black church? And if so, in what way?
So this is a really good question because I did a traveling workshop on social media in the church and why churches need to lean into social media.
Okay. Wow. See that?
So social media has its pros and its cons when you're talking about the church, especially the Black church, right? We see all the negative things. I don't even have to talk about that. Y'all see the church talk, the praise talk. We see all of that where people make fun of pastors, folks' wigs falling off, all that fun stuff, right? But when we think about what the Bible says about the Great Commission, go out into all the lands and all the nations and teach and preach the word of God, social media is a key component of that because with one click, you can be in Zimbabwe, you can be in Sweden, you can be in Greece, you can be in France. You're not just confined to the address that you all are gathering at. So social media has definitely impacted the church. Now, I personally believe that some churches lean a little too heavy into social media and they do not focus on the congregation that is gathering with them in person. And then some people need to pay a little bit more attention to social media and what they're putting out or what they're not putting out. Because again, you never know who you can reach. Everybody has an audience. You have an audience. I have an audience. When we put ourselves together, we get a greater audience. So think about all those congregants in that one church. If they're streaming out to their friends and their friends are streaming out to their friends, it's reaching more people. So we're doing the Great Commission that God has called us to do. I think there is a delicate line though of how to do it.
I can agree with that. A very delicate line.
Very, because some people put too much out.
It has to be strategic, intentional, and very well thought out.
Very.
Social media is so tricky now. It's so tricky. So would you say, because I was reading, and what I read was that over the years there's been a portion of the demographic of 35 and under that has decided to leave the church. Why do you think that is?
So I'm not going to say that's a tricky question.
Okay.
It is a revolving question, meaning the answer keep going in and out. Sometimes a lot of my generation has left the church because of church hurt. And you'll get that revolving door. And then some people left the church because they were lazy. Then some people left the church because there was too many rules. And then some people left the church because they didn't like the preacher. Some people left the church because they wasn't getting used. Every year, it seems like it's a different reason why my generation is leaving the church. And a lot of it boils down to, I love us. I'm a millennial, but that we fickle.
As simple as that.
We fickle. Some days we want to work, some days we don't. It shows up in our careers, right? My generation is probably the number one generation of vacationers right now. I remember seeing a TikTok that taught you how to have more days on vacation than at work and how to strategically plan it during weekends and with holidays so you can be on the beach more than you're in the office.
Okay. I can't say I'm mad at that though. No,
but it trickles down into the way we worship as well, right? You know, you have your people who are like me, who's like, oh, I don't mind being in church all day, and then you have a friend of mine who's like an hour and a half. That's it. That's all you got. So you have a lot of different mindsets when it comes to worship, and I think that is one of the key factors of my generation leaving, is that some people have found a place that fits them and then some people didn't. And granted, some people will never step foot in the church. Some people have just been hurt to that capacity. Again, church hurt. Some people have been hurt really, really bad where they don't think any church is good for them anymore, that church people are terrible. And I understand that and I pray for them. And then you do have the folks that like, you know, I love God. You know, I know that there's a higher being, but do I really need to go to a place every week to say that I love God? And I get that. I understand that. And that's another reason of why people are just leaving the church. I did a workshop a few weeks ago talking about how the churches, they wanted me to do one about how to bridge the gap and how to get my generation back in church. I said, you know, if you look and you ask where are the 25 to 38-year-olds on a Sunday, we at brunch. We having conversation, and I told them to look at what brunch does. You're around a safe community because you go with your girls or you go with your guys. You know, you have a safe community. You go and you get fed something, and you're able to share your woes. I said, doesn't that sound like what we're supposed to do in church? Have a safe community, come and get fed something, which is the word of God, and be able to share your woes without it being repeated, without it being blasted on social media. We need to have that mindset of brunch in our places of worship, because right now people aren't feeling safe. People aren't feeling like they can share. And that is another reason why my generation leaves.
Wow. Wow, Kayla, thank you for that response. OMG family, we are talking. You hear me? To those of you who have just joined us, welcome, welcome, welcome. You are tuned in to Love and Life with both Carol Riddick and Kayla J. That's right. It is a word family night. Yes, it is. Right here on WURD. We're talking about love. We're talking about life. We're talking about it all. Of course we are. Of course we are. And I'm picking Miss Kayla J's brain right now. So, family, what I did not share with you as well is that she also serves as the youth department coordinator at the Light Church.
That's
also
past. That's past. Sorry, that's an old bio on the website.
Wait, so you're no longer? Are you still the assistant chair lady?
I am. I'm still the assistant chair lady, but I'm no longer at the Light Church. I don't want my pastor to get mad at me in case he listens.
That's right. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. We don't want that. That we don't want. But you are the assistant chair lady. Now, for the youth department to be exact, right?
Yes, yes.
What exactly does that entail?
Yeah, so in simple terms, I am like an assistant youth pastor at 35 churches, basically. So my denomination, Kojic, we're broken down into different states, and we're what we call jurisdiction. And my jurisdiction happens to have 35 churches within them. And we have a person that's over the youth department, and then I am their assistant, basically. So when they're not able to fulfill duties, I'm doing it. So basically, I have to foster community with 35 churches and help them build programs and I hold programs for our young people to make them whole and well-rounded little humans.
What age group, if you don't mind me asking?
The youth department ranges from ages 13 to 35, but I do a lot of things, but I call them little keys, which are babies from 0 to 12.
That's a task.
That is
a task. And I love our babies. I work with our babies, but that is a task because you have to find things that are engaging, that are interesting to them, that are engaging, that in which they can be interactive, so that you maintain their interest. So, I don't envy you there, but I'm curious to know Like, so what some of the things are that you have put together, but I'm going to give you a moment to think about that before you respond. Family, hey there. It's time for us to take a commercial break. Yes, it is. But guess what? You know you're invited to the conversation. You always are. So the phone lines will remain open, and feel free to continue to comment on our socials. Kayla J and I, we're going to take a moment. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take a moment in this time. But when we come back, we're going to continue this conversation. So stay with us because we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Tanya Pendleton, the host of Reality Check, airing Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Word Radio. Join me as I talk to newsmakers and noisemakers in politics, sports, entertainment, culture, and tech. We'll take deep dives into stories from Philadelphia and beyond. Tune in at 10 a.m. Monday through Thursday on Word Radio for your daily Reality Check.
Your vote matters. It helps when you fight for the things you care about, like protecting Social Security and supporting family caregivers. Voters 50 and over are the most influential voting bloc. Voters 50 and over have the power to make candidates focus on the issues they care about. So they need reliable information to make sure their voice is heard. AARP Pennsylvania is here for 50 and over voters with an election guide that has the most up-to-date information about when, where, and how to vote. Get the facts at aarp.org/PA votes. Paid for by AARP.
Tune in this Saturday from 5 to 6 p.m. for the Islam Today show with a perspective on moral guidance and Islamic principles and values.
WURD is happy to provide our listeners with the opportunity to participate in contests and win prizes. This is a reminder of our contest rules. All participants must be 18 years of age or older, depending on the contest. Persons may win only one prize from the radio station per contest for every 30-day period. Some contests might also specify one winner per household or company. Prizes must be claimed within 14 days or by 12 noon the day before the event, whichever is sooner, and must be accepted as is or forfeited. The radio station employees and their immediate relatives, sponsor employees and their immediate relatives, live remote sponsor employees and their immediate relatives, and any other media employees are ineligible to win the prize. Thank you for participating and for listening to WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Check this out.
Today is Word founder Walter P. Lomax Jr. MD's 92nd birthday, and we're gearing up to celebrate his life and legacy at our annual Founders Day celebration on Friday, October 11th at the beautiful Mann Center for the Performing Arts. Tickets go on sale today. In recognition of Dr. Lomax's powerful career as a physician, this year we will have a special focus on health and healing as we unveil our Philadelphia Black Doctors Directory. We'll honor our Community Impact Award winners, individuals who are dedicated to healing our communities, and we will honor our members with a special 4-word members-only reception. This celebration will feature special guests, food, live music, and we'll move and groove with a dance party under the stars. Tickets are on sale now, and current members receive a special discount. Visit wordradio.com/Founders Day Gala to purchase your tickets while they last. Be there Friday, October 11th for this special celebration of our founder. Check out New World View with host David Barnes Sundays at 12 noon. New World View brings the Word listeners a unique perspective in advocating change by shaping positive views and opinions through various musical genres. That's New World View on Sundays at 12 noon on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Long nose, what's the word, boy? What's the word? What's the word?
WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Kayla J right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. Oh, I've been picking our very own Miss Kayla J's brain, and I realized, family, you've got some comments and questions too. Before the commercial break, I was sharing that I had another question. Well, guess what? I'm going to put that to the side right now because the family is talking. Okay.
Yes.
Just Rick shares, hello, Kayla J. West. Thanks for joining the Love and Life platform this evening. Could you share?
Hey.
Oh, could you share your experience at the Pointer Institute? Good journalism and fact checking are so essential, especially with so many social media platforms and news networks out there.
Wow. Okay, let me see if I can remember. I went to the so I happenstance at the Pointer Institute. It was my senior year of college at George Mason, and I was the news director there. And they just said, "Hey, we want to send you somewhere." I had no clue where I was going, y'all. I had no clue, but I went to their digital media storytelling classes, and it was really, really, really eye opening for me. That was where I kind of first saw what digital media was, right? Not just putting stories on our websites for our different media platforms, but like you said, really digging in and fact checking and giving readers and viewers an experience when they click on our website or click on our Instagram, because at that time Instagram was only a few years old. So my time at Pointer was, I would say, pivotal in where I am today, because it gave me that introduction to digital media. Where now at WRD, you see, I'm very instrumental in our production and our digital media footprint. So my time at Pointer was very short. I'm looking to go back probably within a year or two. They always send me different things that I'm always thinking about entering in. But my time at Pointer was very eye opening and pivotal in my career. But it was just a very short time in Washington D.C. I ate good. The one thing I do remember, I ate good, and it was my birthday weekend. They threw me a birthday party, so I
Wow.
remember that as well.
It sounds like it was the catalyst to your career in digital media. Like you
It
said,
was.
it
It,
opened
it
your eyes.
was.
I love that. Our very own Cheryl Brown. Hi there, Love Light. She shares this show tonight is so refreshing. It's a break from the nonsense that I've been hearing today. The Olympics are so exciting to me and my daughter. I love the Olympics. I'm loving it,
So do
loving it,
I.
loving
Hey,
it.
Miss
Thank you
Cheryl.
for that. Cheryl Mobley Stimson, another one of our love lights. She shares we also need to properly identify e-gifts and talents of congregants. Too many
Yes.
people are playing out of position with few skills that match. Folk don't get the opportunity in the world. Church becomes a power struggle. Oh, wow.
Yes.
It's enough to make you want to walk away. Only you can determine with prayer when enough is enough. Church folk can also be the most insensitive. Oh, Miss Kayla J, talk to us about that, please.
Miss Cheryl, you hit it on the nose. I want to give you a clap because you hit it on the nose. It's something that I talk about a lot of times, especially with me being in youth ministry. When I was newer to youth ministry, because I've been doing youth ministry for probably about 15 years now, believe it or not. That we needed to give everybody an opportunity. I have a real issue with churches saying that youth can either only usher, sing on the choir, or be a musician, because there are way more gifts in those seats. Everybody's not going to be an usher. Everybody's not pleasant, so they don't need to be an usher or a greeter. Not everybody can hold a note, so they don't need to be in the choir or on the praise team. It is y'all see these drum sets in the back. It is a task learning how to play an instrument, and everybody is not gifted in that. So we need to welcome those who are creative writers. We need to welcome those who are just orators. We need to welcome those who have gifts in math and STEM and engineering, because those two help build the church. I love when I can go to the baseball game and support my young people, and they come back and we have a baseball tournament in the church. I love
Oh,
that. We've had
nice.
dodgeball competitions because that's what the kids are good at and that's what they're gifted in. I've seen young people build robots and bridges, and that's what they're good at. But somewhere along the line, we tend to think that that doesn't help the church. We never know. We're talking about looking to buy buildings to hold our worship spaces in. But what if you just gathered together the architectures that are in your congregation? They could build you a church.
Mm-hmm. How about that?
I
How
know I'm
about that?
getting, I know I'm getting hyped, but I've seen it
No.
done. I've seen it done. The church I was at in DC, I love that church. I say that was very pivotal in my career as well. Shout out to my radio mentor because that's who got me to that church, Cheryl Jackson from Radio One. But in that church, they had an elder, and we know that elders are men of God. Yes, he can preach, he can teach, but he was a carpenter. And when our church moved, he built a pulpit.
Wow. See, that's it's about cultivating talents, cultivating gifts. I get that. I get, and not just in the church, but that happens everywhere where we tend to look at our youth and say, well, no, not yet. Just you just hold on. You just wait. Do this. Do this. Just do as I say. Not as I do. And I understand that. Would you say that would be your biggest, for lack of a better way of saying it, criticism or thought? Yeah, but I was trying. You saw me. You heard me. I was trying.
No, I'm that girl. I'll tell you, that's my biggest fault. My biggest criticism of the institution of church. I'm going to say it like that. Y'all ain't gonna trip me up like Ty tripping. The institution of church is that sometimes some of our thinking of how ministry can take place is very minute. We do have a lot of talented and gifted people, like Ms. Cheryl said, in our congregations, and not all the time do our leaders of the church, not just the pastors, because sometimes we need to think and remember that it's not just the pastor that's leading the church. There's a whole staff beside him or her helping to lead the church, and not all the time is everyone on the staff list open to the idea of doing ministry differently, which is why it is important to have multiple generations on the leading staff of a church.
That makes so much sense to me. So much sense to me. What would you say, ultimately, how important the church has been to the Black community on a cultural and I'll say historical level?
Man, honestly, is there a Black community without church? I'm going to say it that way. Even when we look back to our ancestors, the work songs that they sang in the field was cultivated out of a rhythmic call and response that we do and that they heard in the church house, right? When we start building even more into the current history, we're gonna say it like that, with Martin Luther King and even a Malcolm X, even though some of our civil rights leader was not ascribed to Christianity, where were their meetings held? They were held at a church. The Southern Baptist Convention, the National Baptist Convention was very pivotal in our civil rights movement. Even my denomination, the Church of God in Christ, Martin Luther King held his last speech at Mason Temple, not a Masonic temple, Mason Temple, Church of God in Christ. They were always opening the doors and helping the community. And I think that as time grew to where we are today, because the church was pulled on so much, they just kind of got a little tired. Because I honestly feel that if our places of worship, not just the churches, but all places of worship, mosques, synagogues, cathedrals, if we opened our arms back to our community, especially our Black community, we probably have a little more unity.
Wow, that's a good point. Family, I would be remiss if I did not remind you that you too are invited to this conversation. Yes, you are. Feel free to give us a call. You can do that by dialing 215-634-8065 or by calling toll free at 1-866-361-0900. We are talking with our very own love bug, Miss Kayla J. Yes, we are. Oh, I'm so excited about that.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. I really am.
Cheryl Mobley Stimson, our love light. She follows her comment by sharing, it's the cliques, even the haters, both men and women, that mess things up in the church. They chase people away. I've heard that conversation a lot. I definitely have heard that conversation a lot. Well, I asked you what you feel, what your biggest criticism is, but I've not asked you what you love most. What are some of the things that you love most about the culture of the Black church?
Well, I love the community of the Black
Mm.
church. I'm a church baby through and through. Y'all hear me? Y'all know my tagline. I'm your favorite church girl. I'm surprised I'm not at church right now. Okay. I love church. I'm in church almost every day. But I love the community that it fosters. Though honestly, I've met most of my best friends in church. I've met a lot of colleagues. I've gained a lot of network experiences and opportunities in the church. The first time I touched the camera and even was introduced into media as a career choice was in the church. So for me, I really love that community, that we are a church family. I know a lot of people are getting away from saying that this is my church family, but I honestly believe that when I step in my place of worship, this is my family. Those are my brothers, those are my sisters, my aunties, my uncles, my mother. I honestly believe that. And that is one of the things I love the most about it. And because I'm gonna say it this way, I don't know if I got any listen, but because culture girls are the grandest girls in the world, we're the grandest girls. Of course, I gotta say I love the fashion. If y'all never seen my Instagram post, I like to dress up for church. I like the heels and the handkerchiefs and the hats. I love it. It's who I am.
Oh, I love your posts. I follow you. I love your posts. We're going to take a moment and go to the phone lines. One of our love lights is calling, and William is calling. Hey there, William. Welcome to the conversation, and thank you for calling.
Yes, I'm kind of like just tuned in. But the idea about so I don't know what you're really talking about. I hear the word church a lot. Let me just say this in the book of Daniel, the Old Testament. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
In the book of Daniel had a conversation with God, and Daniel asked God, "What's going to be happening in the end of the world? What are the details? What's going to be like at the end of the world?" God told Daniel, no, seal this part up. This will not be known until the time of the end. Well, those seals, this information that was hidden for years, centuries, has been unsealed. And many things have happened already. And a lot of people don't even know. But write this down. Okay, what you believe in, write this down. E-Bible Fellowship. E-Bible Fellowship on YouTube or the computer. That's their website. And try to listen to that and see what's been going on. But a lot of it is these things have happened, and the churches, it wasn't for the churches to know this because God didn't want this to be known. Matter of fact, it's part of a bad thing for the churches. But check out E-Bible Fellowship, and they'll explain everything to you. And God bless them. Got a question?
Yes, William, I want to ask. So if I go to the website E-Bible Fellowship, what would I expect to find?
You expect to find that some things have already passed. What we believe when I used to go to church, and we used to believe certain things that Christ, you see him in the clouds coming in the glory, but he's already come. It's not a literal thing, it's invisible. It's the seals, the information about future events. Some has already passed, and it's almost over with. But those seals have been opened. God has opened the seals of information. It's information in the Bible. It's verses that we never understood before. But God is making it plain to some people. And it's coming through E-Bible Fellowship. Trust me.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for that suggestion. E-Bible Fellowship. Thank you. I appreciate that, William. I truly do. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, Miss Kayla J, I told you I have a ton of questions. I'm trying to allow the family their questions because I know you have questions too. I know you do, or comments even, and you are so welcome. You're always welcome to share them. I shared that the phone lines, they stay open. They're going to stay open for you. That's right, because we welcome your conversation, and feel free to continue to comment on our socials. We're going to take another commercial break. I'm keep clearing my throat. We're going to take another commercial break, but when we come back, I've got more questions from Miss Kayla J. So stay with us because we'll be right back.
Meet Amanda. She loves to start her day by heading to her favorite coffee shop.
Morning, Amanda. Black coffee, no sugar.
Then, she usually takes the long way to share a little treat with Coco, Mrs. Lopez's little terrier. And when Amanda arrives to open the Keystone First Wellness and Opportunity Center, Mr. Freeman is always there.
You always on time, Amanda.
Always on time, Mr. Freeman.
Amanda has been a community health educator at Keystone First for over 15 years. She knows this community as well as the community knows her. As a local health plan, we don't only take care of members. For over 35 years, we have known them as neighbors, friends, and family. As Southeastern Pennsylvania's largest medical assistance managed care health plan, our roots run deep. Visit KeystoneFirstPA.com to learn how we can help you get care and stay well.
The job search can be a difficult and frustrating process. Word's Livelihood Initiative was designed to help you find the right opportunity for your next professional move. Check out these recent openings posted on the Livelihood job board at wordworks.com. The Public Health Management Corporation is hiring for exciting roles, including a medical director and registered nurses. For more information on these jobs and others, go to wordworks.com and learn more about the Livelihood Initiative. Brought to you by Word Radio, progressive, Black Talk Media.
Want the latest in word swag? Check out the shop tab on wordradio.com. Hoodies, tees, and more in a variety of colors. It's the shop tab on wordradio.com. You can look good and show the world that you're all about Black Talk Media. Tune in to Cafe Mocha every Sunday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Cafe Mocha is radio from a woman's perspective. Check out the flavor from the hosts, comedian and actress Lonnie Love, hip-hop legend Yo-Yo, and broadcast veteran Angelique Perrin as they bring their point of view to today's issues, social commentary, celebrity interviews, and self-help advice wrapped in a soundtrack of urban contemporary music. That's Cafe Mocha, Sundays at 8 p.m. only on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
It's too black, which means it's too strong.
We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of Progressive Black Talk Media, WURD.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
And we are back. Welcome back, family. Welcome back to Love and Life with Carol Riddick and Kayla J. right here on WURD. It's a WURD family night. That's what it is. It's a word, family night. That's right. First Chris Murray and now Kayla J. I can't contain myself. I just can't. So Kayla, we were sharing a lot of the work that you've been doing has been with our youth. Was that by choice or by design? Was that appointed?
Both, actually. Both. As I mentioned, I've been doing youth ministry about 15 years. And I chose it at first because I was one of those young people, even though I'm a musician, a wonderful, masterful, certified, degreed musician. I was one of those that didn't fit into those three aspects of the youth church where your ushers sing or play the instrument, right?
Mhm.
There were other skills, and a lot of the people that I hung out with in my particular congregation didn't fit into those three things either. And I grew up at a mega church. It's no secret. A lot of people know I grew up at Mount Airy Church of God in Christ. I'm not ashamed to say it, because my pastor, my bishop, he allowed us to try different things. So I was advocating for those young people to, hey, let's have oratorical contests, let's have essay contests, let's have STEM and STEAM things. We had a drill team, we had a drum corps, different youth ministries. You know, so when I decided to step into this ministry role, not just here in Philadelphia, but nationally for my denomination, I was still advocating for those young people at my church. I felt a call to do it because they would come to me, on Friday nights or after prayer and like, hey, there's nothing for me to do. So I remember setting up, we had one time a game night where it was a number of video games. We had things like that. Like I said, the dodgeball competitions. We've hosted talent shows, just various different things. And I felt that if it wasn't just affecting my small church here in Philly, it was affecting churches abroad. So it was a calling, and then I was appointed to it. Once people saw that I had a heart for young people and had wonderful ideas, and then I myself picked up photography. They sort of less, how Black people do, push you into a thing, and they were like,
strongly encouraged.
And it was like, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this. And it's like, okay, sure. Never really realizing the platform that it was giving me in my ministry, to eventually say yes to the full call in 2019. And yeah, we're gonna say it that way.
You do so much. What's next?
What's next? I don't know. God knows. I really don't know. God knows. I'm still working in youth ministry. As I said earlier, I'm no longer at the Light Church. I'm now at Christian Tabernacle, where I serve as their lead AV person. But I don't know what's next. I'm just following the leading of God, honestly. Some people would tell you maybe I'll hold a revival. I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't doubt that you will. I think you just let us all know. I don't doubt that you will. So, but you okay? So you work as a youth advisory council member.
I was for
you were okay.
I were.
So
I aged out.
You
That's
aged.
I said 15 years. I'm now in my 30s. I'm not youth.
Wait. but you travel, right? You travel because you work with the youth on a national level.
Yes, I travel a lot.
Yeah, I knew that. See, I had that. I knew that. I've seen you speak as well. Family, I don't know if you have seen Miss Kayla J speak. There was one post, someone had recorded you speaking. I think I watched it about at least 5 times. I watched it over again. No, I'm when I tell you, well, I'm sure they tell you all the time that you're a dynamic speaker. So it was wonderful to watch you speak and to hear you speak, because I don't get that side of you here, in this capacity at work and this work that you do. But in that work you do, I mean, you're a powerful speaker, and
Thank you.
I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing, amazing, amazing. And that you do it, you can tell. You can see the love that you have for it. You see it, you hear it, you feel it, you see it. You enjoy what you're doing. When we see you speak, I can feel that. I can see that, from everything that you're sharing with those within earshot. When I saw it, I said, what's this, Kayla J? And when it asks you on Instagram, do you want to watch again? Yes. I want to watch again. So the first time I was, getting over my shock. The second time I was actually listening. Then I had to listen a couple more times because of the message. So I applaud you tremendously. I really do, because I think that all that you have done, all that you are doing, it's needed. It's necessary. And you're gonna come on over to the adults though. You're gonna help the you're gonna help the adults out.
I am. They have already started recruiting me in different things. I'll say this because I know time is winding up. But you said what's next, and I really don't know what's next, and I meant that. I don't know what's next is where God leads me. But last year I was afforded the opportunity. I know everybody knows this. Sunday school. You have Sunday school books. You have a Sunday school curriculum. Well, last year I was afforded the opportunity to write the curriculum for Sunday school. That's happening this year.
Oh, wow.
And that was really fun. And we based it upon biblical justice, social justice and biblical justice, how social justice activism was represented in the Bible and how it works out today in real life. And it was fun. I had a blast. So maybe doing more like that, comparing the Bible to what's happening today. I enjoy having those particular conversations with people.
We need to have those conversations compared. Well, as William shared with us, he said there's a whole word on it that we are not applying. So maybe we do need to have those conversations. Maybe we do, Miss Kayla J. Wink, wink, wink. Maybe
listen,
we do.
I'm willing to come back anytime.
You will. You'll come and visit with us, Miss Kayla J.
I'll come and visit with my Love and Life family.
You know, we miss you. We miss you. But I'm telling you, I'm still digesting that we're sitting here with you right now in this capacity. Y'all know Miss Kayla J. Miss Kayla J would stay behind the wall if you let her. I was thinking, Kayla,
I
no,
sure will.
No, that's okay. That's Miss Kayla. Miss Kayla. So I'm so glad that you did oblige and that you accommodated. You came to talk with us about what it is you've been doing, what you are doing, and what you intend to do. Keep us in prayer. I ask you that. Family. Oh, I did not see some more love lights have checked in. Drina Ross is sharing that she's watching from the sweetest sides of Detroit, Michigan. And Harry Wims shares, we love Kayla. I know that's right. Miss Lily. Hi, Miss Lily. She shares Reverend Kayla. That's right, with a rose. That's right. I know that's right. I did see Joey Dixon checked in as well. He's sending peace and love to everybody. Great segment he shares. Thank you for that love. We so appreciate it. If I did miss anybody, please charge that to my head and not to my heart, because you know I love you all. Wait, Joey Dixon shares Kayla J is a superstar. Yes. And Miss Lily follows her comment with sharing, awesome task, Reverend Kayla. Thanks for all that you do for the church, the children, the community, and for Word Radio. Absolutely. Malcolm shares, great segment with Kayla. I love it. Family, it's that time. It is that time as we decompress, praising God from whom all blessings flow. I'm going to ask you, because I ask you every single night, I'm going to ask you to continue to pray as we all need it. Yes, we do. I thank our guests. Well, not our guests, our family. I thank our family for showing up tonight, both Chris Murray and Kayla J. And I thank you all for sharing your time, your energy, your space, your spirit, your attention, your intention, and your love. You hear me? Special thanks, as always, to the entire Word family, especially Nick and Niall, for all that you do. Happy birthday once again to all of our love lights who are celebrating. Family, remember this. We are all in this together. You hear me? So be good to you, but please be good to those around you. Be careful out here, and be kind. God loves you, and so do I. Yes, I do. Family, have a great rest of your night, and be sure to join me Monday through Thursday, 7 until 9 p.m. Eastern Time, for another edition of Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Have a good night, family. Have a good night. Bye, Miss Kayla. Oh, my goodness.